Take a look at this image. This is a floor plan of a typical American family home. You've got your 4 rooms, a kitchen, a dining room, a living room, and of course a family room. And the red dots, they represent where people who lived in their house actually spent their time. This comes from a real study out of UCLA, where researchers tracked where aging adults actually lived inside their homes, and what they found out was pretty stunning. Almost all of the red dots are right here. They're in the kitchen, the family room, and maybe the bedroom, which isn't even shown. And how about the rest of the house? The formal living room, the dining room, the porch? They're almost empty, day after day. And here's what that means. It means that most seniors, they're not waiting to downsize. They've already downsized. They're just doing it inside a house that's still the same size, and it's still costing them the same amount of money, and it's still demanding the same amount of maintenance. And so today I want to talk about 5 signs that it might be time to make that downsize official and actually upgrade your life in the process. I'm Matt Swisshelm. I'm a real estate professional based right here in San Diego, and I specialize in helping seniors and baby boomers navigate one of the biggest decisions of their lives: what to do with the family home. When is it right to downsize? So I created this channel because I kept having the same conversations over and over with clients who honestly were sitting on a gold mine, financially, emotionally, physically, but didn't know when or how to take that next step. So that's what this channel is for. Real answers, no pressure, just information you need to make the right move for you and your family. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now, because I put out new videos every week on downsizing, senior living options, and everything you need to know about San Diego real estate market for this stage of life. Before we get into the 5 signs, I want to give you a little context, because what you're experiencing right now, let me tell you, you're not alone, not even close. Right now, there are 73 million baby boomers in the United States, and the majority of them are sitting in the same exact situation, in homes that they've owned for 20, 30, sometimes even 40 years, homes they've raised their kids in, homes they love, homes they're not sure they're ready to leave. Here in San Diego County, that number hits especially close to home. We have one of the highest concentrations of long-term homeowners in the country, people who bought in the 80s, in the 90s, and have watched their home values grow beyond anything they've ever imagined. Researchers and economists have been calling this the Silver Tsunami, this massive wave of senior homeowners who are all facing the same crossroads at exactly the same time. And here's the thing about tsunamis: you don't want to be caught unprepared, right? The people who plan ahead, who are proactive, who make decisions intentionally instead of reactively, they come out way ahead, financially and of course emotionally. So let's talk about the 5 signs that it might be time to stop downsizing inside your own house and start thinking about what's next for you and your family. Sign number 1, you've already downsized inside of your home. Let's go back to that UCLA image for a second. Researchers actually installed cameras and tracked the daily movement of aging adults inside their own homes. And what they found is that most people are living in about roughly 20% of the entire square footage. You're probably nodding your head right now because you know exactly what rooms these are for you. Maybe the kitchen, the family room, your bedroom, maybe 1 bathroom, that formal dining room that you use twice a year, maybe Thanksgiving, Christmas, the guest room that's become a storage room collecting dust, that living room that has furniture that nobody sits in. And here's the question I want you to sit with. If you're already living in 20% of your home, why are you paying for more? Right? You're paying to maintain, insure, and heat and cool the 80%, right? The rest of the house. And that's not a trick question. It's just math. And it is the first sign that your home may no longer be a good fit for your life. Sign number 2, the maintenance is starting to win. Let me break that down. There's a moment, and a lot of my clients describe it in the exact same way, where the to-do list for the house stopped feeling manageable and started feeling like a part-time job. You know what I'm talking about. The roof, it needs a lot of attention. The HVAC that's getting old and rusty, The yard that used to bring you joy, but now just brings you weekends full of work, and it's just burdensome. The driveway, the gutters, the windows, and it's not just the money. Although it adds up fast, it's that mental load. It's waking up on a Saturday morning, and instead of thinking about what you want to do, you're thinking about what the big old house needs. One of my clients had been spending nearly $14,000 a year on maintenance for a home she's lived in for 31 years. And when I asked her what she's actually loved about the house, she said the memories, not really the house itself. And that was really her turning point, because the memories, they get to go with you. The maintenance bill, it doesn't have to. If your home is starting to feel like it owns you instead of the other way around, that's a sign worth paying attention to. Sign number 3, your finances are telling you something, but you might not be listening. If you've owned your San Diego home for 20 or 30 years, there's a very good chance you're sitting on 700, 900,000, maybe more than $1 million in equity right now, just sitting there. And if you're watching from somewhere else in the country, you can do the math that's appropriate for your home and your area. And here's the thing about home equity. It doesn't pay your grocery bills. It doesn't fund your travel. It doesn't reduce your stress. I mean, maybe the security of knowing you've got equity, sure. But equity locked inside a house, you're only using 20% of, is financially speaking working very hard for the house, but not very hard for you. Now I'm going to mention something here that I'm going to do a full dedicated video on, and that's called California Proposition 19. Because if you're 55 or older in California and you don't know about Prop 19, you're potentially leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table. And here's the short version. Under Prop 19, when you sell your home and buy a replacement property, you can take your low property tax base with you anywhere, I said anywhere, in the state of California, up to 3 times in your lifetime. That means the fear of, if I sell, I'll lose my low property taxes. That fear for most people over 55 in California, it's no longer true, thank God. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that video, because it is one of the most important ones I'll make on this channel, most definitely. But here's the point for right now. If your equity is massive and your lifestyle feels financially tight, your home may be working against your retirement and not for it. Sign number 4. Your home is no longer built for your body. I want to talk about something that people don't always say out loud, but that comes up in almost every conversation I have with clients at this stage of life. Bodies change. That's not a criticism. It happens to all of us. It's just true. And the home that was perfect at age 45 isn't always the home that's safest and most comfortable at age 72 or 85. The stairs, the bathtub, the long walk from the bedroom or to the kitchen at 2 in the morning, the garage that requires you to step down. Here's what I've seen firsthand. The families who plan this transition, who choose the right home or the right community while they still have full freedom of choice, I'll say that again for those in the back, while they still have full autonomy and full freedom of choice, have a completely different experience than families who are forced to make that move after a fall or after a health event or after a crisis. I get the call all the time from adult children. Mom or dad fell. They should have done this years ago. They're in the skilled nursing and now they're forced to make a decision on behalf of their mom or dad. When you're choosing from a place of strength, you get to be picky, right? You get to tour communities, compare neighborhoods, negotiate the right deal. When you're choosing from a place of urgency, you just take what's available because you have to. I know this is a hard thing to think about, but the kindest thing I can tell you is the best time to plan for the future is while the future still feels a little bit far away. Sign number 5, and folks, I saved the best one for last, because the life you actually want is somewhere else. Because what if the reason to downsize isn't about what you're running from, but about what you're running toward? I have clients who moved from a 4-bedroom large house into a beautiful 55 plus community, right here in North County, San Diego, and genuinely told me, hey Matt, this is the best decision they've ever made. Or seniors that downsized from a long-time home into a senior living community and said, gosh, I wish I would have done this years ago. I have friends again, there's activities, I don't have to cook for myself or clean. Gosh, it is amazing. And my neighbors, right, we actually know each other, and I get to use the pool at the community every single morning, and there's events and activities every week. and I don't have any more yard work, right? I don't have any more maintenance calls. Gosh, it is such a good feeling. I have clients who use their home equity to buy a smaller, more appropriate, perfectly designed home closer to their grandkids. And they get to see those grandkids 3 times a week now instead of 3 times a year. I have clients who finally took that trip, right? They'd been putting it off for 20 years because they were all tied up in the maintenance of their property, or man, they just didn't have a bunch of liquid cash because it was all tied up in the home. And the question isn't just about, is my home still right for me? The better question is, what life do I actually want? And is this house helping me live that life, or is it getting in the way? And there's a version of your next chapter that excites you in your current home. If it's not part of it, that might be the most important sign after all. So let's bring all this home, right? The 5 signs that it might be time to downsize. 1, you're already downsized in your entire house, right? You're only living in 20% of your square footage. That's sign number 1. Number 2, the maintenance is winning. The house owns you more than you own it. Sign number 3, your finances are sending signals. Your equity is working for the house, but not for your retirement. And number 4, your home isn't built for your body anymore, and planning from a position of choice is always better than planning from a position of crisis. And lastly, number 5, the life you actually want is probably somewhere else. None of these signs mean you have to move tomorrow, but what they mean is that it's a conversation worth having with your family, with the trusted advisor, and honestly, of course, with yourself. And that's exactly what I'm here for. If this video gave you something to think about, hit the like button right now. It genuinely helps more people like you find this channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do that right away. I post new videos every single week covering everything from California's Prop 19 tax benefits to 55 plus communities in North County, San Diego, and how to have the conversation with your family when you're ready. And if you're already thinking about what a move might look like for you, there's a link in the description below to schedule a free, no pressure conversation with me. No sales pitch, just information, right? Let's have a conversation. You've worked hard for this home. You deserve to make the smartest possible move with it. I'm Matt Swisshelm, and I'll see you on the next video.